Morning everybody, Rusty from the Rusty Razor. Got another shave today, and today we're going to be using Hendrix Gunslinger. And this is a nice scent. I really like this. It's good. I've used it a few times. When did I get this? Was it June? I think it was June. But yeah, it's been used quite a bit. It's got a nice tobacco, vanilla, oud, cinnamon. Oh, it's just like whole cornucopia of spices that are knocked off in this thing. It's just like, smells good. Makes me happy. And then we're going to be using, what is it? The third use of the Astra blades with the Merkur 34C. Nice little combination. And then we'll follow it up with, obviously, the splash. All right. So, how's your day going? Well, it's not too bad. It's getting by. So, other than being tired, been up since 7 a.m. Went to bed about 2:30 in the morning, and then my wife gets up. She had to run over to my daughter's because my daughter getting her house, because she had, this is a classic story of, she bought her home last year. Was it last June? I think she bought it. So she pretty much enjoying it. She's living by herself. She's like, I think I mentioned it before, she's an engineer, so she makes pretty good money. But she didn't feel like she needed a big place, so she bought a townhouse. And last, I think it was January, or was it February? One of the two. When we had I think it was January, February time frame. We had a big old cold spell. She happened to be, during that time, had to go down to Texas for a engineering conference. Learn new techniques and talking about all kinds of whatever, And while she was gone for a week, we had that cold spell. Where, we had some temperatures drop down to, I think it was minus 20 Celsius. There's a lot of places in Europe that never see those kind of temperatures on a regular basis. They may have a cold spell every once in a while, but I don't think they ever get that cold. Maybe 0. Fahrenheit. I need to look. Maybe if I remember off the top of my head. I can't remember exactly what minus 20 is. I think it's like minus 20? Well, whatever is it? Is it 28 degrees? Minus 28? Somewhere where they meet up with the same temp? Or Celsius and Fahrenheit are the same? So it's pretty close to being equivalent. Well, her house froze up. Her next door neighbors, because you're in a townhouse, you're sharing part of the walls. They had moved out and didn't turn the temperature or the furnace on. So the pipes froze, flooding her half of the house. So her kitchen, above her kitchen is like her into her extra bathroom had water damage. So she comes home and is like, "Oh, I got a problem. I got a lake in my house." Today, my wife got up early. She was banging around at 7 o'clock this morning, hauling stuff around, and woke me up at 7 a.m. And he said, "What are you doing up?" "Well, you're making a lot of noise. You woke me up." Not much sleep. So I got about 4 hours sleep. makes you kind of drag a little bit. But I'll get by. Most days I'm lucky if I get 5 hours. So what's one less hour? You know, it's like as long as you get your REM sleep. One thing I learned about being in the Army, as long as you get 4 hours, you're good to go. So, yeah. I was talking with my one friend that was there's a trucking company, warehousing type of thing, and he's like, oh, he's 78 now, and yeah, we both are not really, we're night owls. He's always been night. He's kind of like me too. We're a lot of nights we're staying up and we're listening to like Coast to Coast, which goes from here at midnight to I think 4 a.m. Usually I'm not listening at 4 a.m. I usually listen for a couple hours. And he's the same way. He likes listening to it. And he's like, I hate getting up in the morning. If I'm up at 8 a.m., that's too early. And we have during the summertime, we got our men's group for church. And they meet at 7 a.m. And it's like, they ask, well, are you coming? And I'm like, oh, that is way too early. My wife, on the other hand, she's usually in bed by 10 and up at 5 a lot of times. How many of you are night owls versus early to bed, early to rise type thing? Heck, even when I was back in the day when I was teaching or even working in the private sector, man, it still is like, like in the Army, oh, we got to have PT at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. and I still went to bed at midnight. It's like, okay, I suppose I should go to bed. Force myself. There's many mornings where it's like, hey, it's 3 a.m. I suppose I should go to bed now. It's like, I'm not tired, but I suppose I should go to bed. Then get up about 8:30 usually. So my wife is over there this morning because my daughter's working. And my wife went over there to, because the what do you call them, contractors there today, work on her kitchen. They're replacing because the ceiling has the drywall and the ceiling like got wet and kind of sagged down, so they replacing all that and putting a new floor in. She had laminate flooring before, and I got where areas where the water built up, it kind of like bowed and warped, so they tore it all out. So she's been living on a concrete slab since my surgery was in April, so March time frame, somewhere in there. The wheels of insurance seem to run very slow. There's many homes that are like got ripped to pieces or flattened and tore completely down to the foundation over in Greenfield, where we had a tornado back in April. And they're still working on trying to get those homes built. Insurance is like, we'll get around to it in our time. And it's like, they're still building new housing. It's like everywhere. It's like the other day, was it last week? My daughter, she wanted to get the guy was selling, or not selling, is giving away on Facebook Marketplace a dresser. And it's kind of a nice one, it's a 60s decor style one. And she like, could you come over to the truck and pick this up for me? And well, it was a nice maple one. And the guy was just giving it away. So we went over to where it was, and it's like all those houses, we're talking just as far as you can drive, nothing but new homes being built. And it's like, seriously, they keep building more houses. It's like, there can't be that many. It's like that many people living here that need a new house. But they just keep building them. Because back in early 90s, had all these contractors, developers, just bought up all the land around the entire metro. Then most of these, it's like, this was over by Urbandale, where we went, and back in the 90s, it was nothing but farm fields everywhere your eyes could see. And now it's like you can drive from basically Altoona to what the hell is it? Town that's in a different county now. That's 30 miles of nothing but houses along this entire route. When we first moved here in the 80s, it's like you had a few houses that direction, which is now nothing but housing addition. And like the city of Johnston, it had a school. Its high school was, I think they had like 35 kids per class at the time. That's how small this place was. We had Camp Dodge, was to the north of it. So, and now they have like 500-600 kids in the class. That's how much it's grown. It's like, I remember the city of Johnson, Urbandale, Waukee, and West Des Moines, and Altoona, all at the same time, at the behest of these developers. It was like a couple of them, that were buying all the land, farmland around the entire metro. And next thing you know, these cities all do a land grab around Des Moines. And Des Moines got landlocked, and all these towns that are around us, they're huge. And they keep growing. Adel, that's the town I was thinking of. You can drive from Altoona to Adel in housing additions through town. When we moved here in '88, it's like you go 5 minutes that way, nothing but farm fields. Now you can just drive. Actually, not even 5 minutes. It's like you get on the other side of Pleasant Hill, and that was maybe 3 minutes. Drive that way 3 minutes, and you'd be in farm country. And now it's like, no. Housing addition is just driving and driving. But I had to get up early due to my daughter having to have stuff done. And she did send me a message today. She's like, Dad, I need to get a new vehicle. Like, okay. Her transmission on her car. She got the same exact car, because we had a 2013 Ford Focus. A nice car, nice, good gas mileage and everything. But the bloody transmission, the CVT governing module would just die. Ours would eat one every 6 months, so we'd have to take it in under warranty. And they kept extending the warranty. They got to the point where we were considered a irate customer, because 10 times when we had it, transmission died. And that was one of the reasons why we got a new vehicle back in 22. Or got a 2022 Ford Escape. Not a bad vehicle. My wife likes it. She wanted an SUV. I always thought about getting like a Nissan or something like that car, but nope, she wanted a SUV. But now my daughter's car transmission is doing the same bloody thing, so like, yeah, I need to get a new car, so could you help me? I'm like, okay. Cause I go deep. It's like, all right, what kind do you need? What do you want? And she was like, she wants a Toyota Camry. So I gotta start looking around and see what's available. She doesn't want a new one, so she's gonna get a used one. So it's, yeah, I find the used prices are about as bad as new ones. So that's part of the thing. After I get done here, I'm gonna turn around and start get on the computer. Speaking of computers, Facebook Marketplace. The other day I picked up a used computer off Facebook Marketplace for $100 and a monitor. Somebody was just selling one. They say, hey, don't need it anymore. I had a Dell computer. I bought it, and my wife reformatted it and imaged it and everything. So once I get this all set up, I did the initial setup, but I still got to convert all of the, put my accounts on it so I can put the YouTube channel on it so I can start watching videos from my desk. That's where it's at. It's right next to my work desk. So now I can start watching videos of you guys. So you might be able to see more comments from me. I'll just say, instead of the iPad, is my wife said, I'll take the iPad, and she'll just listen to books on it now. That's pretty much all it's good for. Alrighty. Wow. Good shave. Man, it smells good. Okay. A little bit of splash here from Gunslinger, from Hendrix. There, come on. The restrictors on these things are pretty restrictive. Oh, the sting in there, we're a little bump. Yeah, this feels like the ode. It smells kind of cedarish. But yeah, I'm getting a nice little scent there coming across. Really nice and pleasant. At least I like it. Others may not like it, but hey, works for me. Alright, that was Gunslinger. Alright, so there's an affiliate link down below. So if you need something from Razor Company, go ahead and click on that. Someday we'll get there. Alright, so that shave was brought to you by Hendrix. shave company. That was Gunslinger. Nice scent. Nice performing soap. Smells good. And then we had the third use of the Astra blades with the Merkur 34C razor. Nice little combination. Did a good job. All right. So that's a shave day, everybody. Hope you guys like it. Like and subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Rusty out.